Alright, and welcome back to another video, guys. So, I want to start off by apologizing. It's been like a good solid 3 weeks since my last video, and that's just because I have been busy. A lot's happened in these past couple weeks. Had a lot of school things, and then doing different things with family. But hey, we're back, and I have a great video to bring y'all, so I hope y'all enjoy it. iOS 17.2 Beta 1 has been out to the public for a couple days now, and my time on in between, it's usually in between Thursday to Sunday-ish I create a video. But I should have this out to you either by the day I'm recording this or Saturday, which is tomorrow. And so yeah, let's hop right into it. Alright, so I also want to just clarify, I don't usually do this, but a couple other betas that have been released is actually iPadOS 17.2 Beta 1, as well as watchOS 10.2 Beta 1. There's also some things like macOS, tvOS, HomePodOS, things like that. I don't cover any of that typically, so I'm just going to stick to these things. But anyway, so the first thing we're going to do is check out our build number. So we'll go into settings here, we'll click on general, and then we will click about, and our build number 21C5029G. So now it ends in a G, which basically means there's a solid amount of time before the final version gets released. This is the first beta, so I would expect maybe 3, 4, 5 more betas, and then the RC release candidate beta, and then the final release. So we are definitely a ways away. However, it will be coming before we know it, so I'm excited. Alright guys, yeah, the big one, I think one that we've all been pretty excited for, ever since iOS 17 was originally talked about with Apple. We've been waiting for this one. Here it is. We finally have the Journal app. Again, it's been promised since, I believe, June, when iOS 17 was originally talked about. It is now October, and so yeah, a good ways away from when it was originally talked about. But here it is, finally, in the flesh, well, digital flesh, in iOS 17.2 Beta 1. So I want to talk about the app for a minute. I have a couple different screenshots of when I first used it, so let me pull those up. Alright, so when you first open the app, this is kind of what you see, or at least this is what I saw. So it says, "Welcome to Journal. Write about your experiences and find meaningful insights. Let your journaling suggestions and writing prompts help you get started." Right, and so then you click continue. And then I also saw one more screenshot. And this, I didn't mean to say screenshot, this is another menu I saw, and it just says get in the habit, get notified when it's time to write in your journal, you set the schedule, right? And so I assume this means you can set different times for it to remind you to write in the journal, which is pretty awesome, so you don't end up forgetting about it. But anyways, that's all the screenshots. Let's hop into the app actually and see what's cooking. Alright, and one more thing too, when you open it, you can actually lock the app to Face ID. Which is what I've done, and so it's just, if someone has your phone, maybe you don't want them to go through your journal, as a lot of people probably do, you can just lock the app straight with Face ID, or I assume Touch ID on a Touch ID phone, which is pretty cool. But anyways, when you first see it, you're not going to see anything in here. I did create a little preset here. Basically, let's start at the beginning, right? Let's click the plus, and it'll give you some recommended suggestions here. And you'll see just a couple of them, just 3. And so you'll see this first one says, "What will make you feel successful in the next year?" Or what music helps you calm down when you feel stressed or anxious?" And then as well as the third one here. And you'll also see a spot for recent ones if you've recently written in there. So you can click on these as suggestions, or you can click new entry up here. So if I just click new entry, basically there's already a lot going on here for just the first beta of the app, but you can start writing. So I can be like, "Hello, my name is Isaac," and you'll see it automatically kind of bolds it. It's a little weird and slow, like that C isn't bolded as the rest of it is. There we go, it just got it. So it's a little slow, but it does automatically bold it, which looks kind of cool. There's a lot of different buttons here. I haven't really played around with these much. But there's a couple different, you can, I assume, incorporate this into these just by clicking this here. You can add different photos, you can take a photo. I assume this one's you can add voice recordings in here, as well as location. So pretty fantastic. You can bookmark here, these three buttons, kind of say the date here. You can, add a different date, and then once you're done, you just click done, and you'll see that's pretty much it. It kind of just enters it right there without any issues or problems, and it's ready for, the next time around. Alright, so that's really the journal app. Pretty awesome. I've gotten to love it so far. I do think it's a great concept, and I really am quite excited to see kind of where it goes next. Alright, so this next one here is actually inside of music. So if we go into music here, click library, you'll see if we click on playlists, there's actually an option for favorite songs. So, as you saw in the last beta video, or iOS 17.1, they added the ability to favorite different songs. So this is basically a list of a bunch of different favorited songs. You'll see I have a ton of them. But it really is just one playlist where you can see all of them at once, which in my opinion I like much more than having to sort through all these different things. Just one playlist that says favorite songs. Pretty awesome. Alright, next one here actually is in messages. So basically, I just been messaging myself here, but if you hold down on a message, either yours or someone else's, there's actually a new button here that says add sticker. And I mean, the stickers themselves aren't new, that's an iOS 17 feature, but it's kind of the ability to be able to just hold down on any message and you just have this button right here, so you just click it and then you can add the sticker straight to the message. I like that a lot more than having to click on the plus here and then taking it and dragging it to each message. I think this one is definitely a lot cleaner, and it's a nice little quality of life feature that they've added. Alright, next is a couple new widgets. So, a couple new ones here. First off, the clock. So you'll see it's just kind of it's a clock. It's just the digital clock right here that'll just kind of show, like right now it's 3:33. It's just a bigger version of the clock. And there's also some new weather widgets. And so this is one of them. I just have it kind of as the forecast for the next couple days here, next 4 days to be precise. But there's another couple ones for different things. Like again, this is just the forecast temperature wise. There's some for wind, rain, stuff like that. So just some new widgets, and it's always nice to see some new revamped widgets, just kind of refreshing the look of iOS. Alright, next one has to do with contact posters, right? So here's my contact poster that I typically just sort of use, but if we click on the plus here, you'll see if I wanted to do a monogram, as soon as it loads here, we can click on it and you'll see I can actually change the name, and it's actually a new rainbow color right here. So you click on that and it actually just gives you the letters, but in a nice like rainbow looking form. Again, something kind of new, just to kind of freshen things up a little bit. I think it does look pretty cool. Alright, and next thing, let's talk about like performance and how the heat of the device has been. So performance overall, I've really not had many problems with it. Scrolling seems pretty quick and smooth. Again, not really any issues with performance whatsoever. Overall, I mean, the 120Hz display works good. The device has not had any weird crashes or anything lately. That all works good. Heat, on the other hand, though, I will say, I've had some weird issues with heat. Like earlier today, I was outside. Granted, it was about 80 degrees earlier, and I was outside, my phone in my pocket. I would pull it out to text every once in a while, but it really was baking. Right along the back right here where the processor is, it was extremely hot. As well as on the display under the battery. That was also really hot. I'm not entirely sure what that was about. Granted, I've only had this beta for about 2 days now, so I would expect certain things to be kind of weird, especially while the device is like processing all of the new information. But either way, I've had some weird heating issues. But make sure to be reporting your issues that you are having inside of the feedback app. You'll see notes for new software, as well as you can also write new notes here. And so that way you can be submitting that and Apple can see that and then fix their software. Alright, next is actually battery health and battery life. So if we look at my battery health again, this is an iPhone 13 Pro, had it about 2 years. The maximum capacity is 88%, which, I mean, it's fine. I would say that's pretty good for 2 years. Not really had any major issues with it. And I apologize, the light is acting so weird. Like there's strips of light here. I don't really know what that's about. But anyway, so overall, pretty good. I've not had any issues with battery health. But now battery life, it's been fine. You know, the past couple days here. Today I've been on at 2 hours and 53 minutes, and I've used 60% of my battery. Yesterday, 3 hours, 18 minutes, and I used 75% of my battery. And so overall, it's not been great. Battery life really has not been that fantastic for me lately. And I really do hope that it does get better. So I guess we're just going to kind of have to wait and sort of see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, that's really about it. You know, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, as it helps me out a ton. You know, thank you for watching. I'm going to try and edit this video on Final Cut Pro, which I've not done before, so wish me luck with that one. But I guess if you see it, then I figured it out. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see y'all in the next one. See ya. Bye, guys.